There was a simple message scribbled on the wall of a first-year hostel room. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. It belonged to an 18-year-old boy who had left his small-town home behind and traveled 1,500 kilometers to join an engineering college. The days weren't easy. The journey was full of challenges, emotional, mental, and circumstantial. Yet that single line on the wall became his anchor. It kept him moving forward, even when the path was rough. Stories like this are not uncommon. Many individuals rise above their hardships and eventually succeed. But there are also stories where people struggle and stumble, where the environment becomes too hostile, the challenges seem too overwhelming, and the support feels too far away. And despite their inner will, they begin to spiral into anxiety, fear, and despair. They don't fail because they lack potential. They falter because they try to face everything alone. Sometimes, the toughest thing is asking for help. If you've been following this series, you might have noticed a recurring theme: the power of self-help, the strength to rise from within, the discipline to shift energy through intention and practice. But in some situations, the most courageous thing you can do is not to keep pushing by yourself, but to reach out. When your internal strength feels depleted and your coping mechanisms aren't holding up, it is not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It is a wise and necessary action. Sharing your struggle with someone you trust, be it a mentor, a doctor, a friend, or a family member, can offer a perspective and support that you cannot summon alone in that moment. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is whispering to someone, "I'm not okay and I need help." And that whisper can save your life. Healing begins by restoring energy at the root. States like anxiety, despair, and deep fear often arise when our internal energy is drained at the most fundamental level. In such moments, the body and mind are not in a state to process or overcome the challenge. They are simply trying to survive. So, the first step is restoring energy, and this often requires external sources. Think of it like refueling a lamp before it can give light again. This restoration happens through both physical energy and supportive relationships. Physical sources of energy include nutritious food, regular movement or gentle exercise, mindful practices like yoga and breathing, proper rest and sleep. Emotional and environmental energy can come from loved ones, family and friends who truly care, therapists, counselors or doctors, teachers, mentors or coaches, even a safe space, a listening ear, or a community that nurtures hope. Each small act of care, whether a meal, a hug, a conversation, or even silence, has the power to restore a part of you. And remember this: patience is power in disguise. The process of healing and regaining strength may be slow, and that's okay. The key is not speed, it's direction. You must allow yourself the time to rebuild. You must remind yourself that feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean the problem is too big. It only means you need more energy to face it. When you do regain that energy, you'll look at the same problems and feel a very different response. You'll feel grounded. You'll feel stable. You'll feel secure and courageous once again. That's the power of realignment. Let's make this clear once and for all. There is absolutely no shame in needing support. No shame in saying you're tired. No shame in needing guidance or care. Life was never meant to be navigated entirely alone. And remember, just as you once needed help, there will come a time when you'll be the one offering it. You'll be the listening ear, the helping hand, the compassionate guide to someone else walking the same tough road. That cycle of support, that flow of giving and receiving, is what makes us human. Finally, the hardest lessons bring the deepest growth. Some of life's most important lessons arrive wrapped in difficulty, But once you know how to face them the right way, with patience, awareness, and the willingness to reach out, victory becomes inevitable. So, when the going gets tough, don't just push harder, reach wiser, build your strength, accept support, and then, when you rise, because you will, you'll rise stronger than ever before. Keep going, keep believing, and remember, it's not about how fast you reach the top, it's about how deeply you learn to stand.